Wait, no, there is a light. All right, so now we got light.
Frazier.
So here is Light Burley, everybody. If you're unfamiliar, he's one of the head people of 52 Blocks. Like, tell him a little bit about 52 Blocks before we get into things.
Oh, well, it's basically a defensive fighting system brought in by Black prize fighters, you know, going all the way back to Jack Johnson, Joe Gans. And there was a time when boxing was the supreme martial art before Wing Chun and Taekwondo and all of that stuff hit here in the ghettos. Boxers were everything. Like, they were superheroes to us. And it spiraled from there into its own thing. And yeah, it's pretty much all defense. Stick and move, hit and don't be hit. All of the great sayings kind of apply to this art. Basically, how not to get your eggs scrambled.
That's Timmy's specialty right there, man. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
66 years old. He's been knocked down. He's been punched, and he's got a defense that I'm gonna take a look.
Hold up. Say that again.
I said this man. He's 66 years old. He's been in some wars. He's been in the trenches. He's had killers.
Knocked down or knocked out? You said knocked down.
No, not knocked out, man. Not knocked out. I know your career, bro. But I know people tried to knock you out. That's right. But you speak of light science there, the defense, man. Look at you. Yeah. You don't study your words. You don't. You get all your marbles up here because you haven't been rattled, bro.
I stutter a little bit.
Wow. No more than I do, and I never took a punch in anger like you cats have, man.
I guess the only one who got your defense a little, who broke it down real good was old Larry Holmes, right?
He said Larry Holmes broke that D there, but Larry, I do believe if Larry
not in the ninth round, he didn't.
If Larry's defense was a similar way, he depended on his jab a lot and everything, you know. But his defense was like holding you out there, holding you or holding you down. I didn't see no specific defense with him, so his trainer didn't teach him how to block.
You won that fight.
No.
I felt I won, but
the fans.
You know, you did win. You did win.
Yeah.
Anybody odds that knows how to judge a fight.
If I had more experience, I only had 14 fights, 7 amateur fights.
Tim, you have to realize, bro, Larry dropped his WBC title so he wouldn't have to face the possibility of a rematch with you, brother.
And there was other boxers that were young and strong besides me. God was setting them up.
Yeah, but you were the guy. You were the guy.
Larry didn't have a lot of head movement. Maurice.
No. He said Larry didn't have a lot of head movement. He didn't. Larry just had a good jab and a big heart, and he hit you with the right hand, but he was basic, really.
Yes.
But he had a lot of heart and he was sharp and in shape.
Yes.
Tim, old Connery Shawnery, whatever. Tim has his faculties. That's a proof concept right there.
Wait till I go
proof of concept right there.
Yes. True example.
All right. So what do you guys want to go into? Let me see if I can screw this up now. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Let's share screen. There we go. All right. And here we go. We're going to do this. Now, I think it should keep all you guys. He knows how to do this stuff. Let's see where it puts you guys. Now, all right. You guys are all over there. Got it. All right. You guys ready? So,
yes, sir.
Let's see here. Where are we going to be at? Let's
go
late.
To late early or early late. Early late.
All right, let's see here. We had the you gonna mess up again. No, we ain't gonna mess up. Don't jinx.
So we're analyzing the fight, right?
Yeah, like we can only get the highlights, everybody. They won't put out the full fight. So hopefully we don't get blocked for doing this because it all depends on their copyright stuff. So there's gonna be highlights for this.
These days, if you don't have a strong website, you're toast. So I turned
to
ad blocker web designer. Just keep it up with demand and spread too thin. So web.com's one-stop.
There we go. And we're going to go here. All right. So
and go to full screen. There you go.
All right. Let me see. I'm going to get it right back. So this is just kind of highlights everybody.
Yeah, that's kind of like, that's cheating in a way.
Yeah. Fortunately.
But you notice, are we ready to start yet?
Yep.
Well, you notice in these little highlights, guys. First of all, I'm gonna say hi to my partners, my buddies. 52 blocks, right?
Yep.
52 blocks, and Bruce, the Silver Glade. You know, Bruce.
Gas, jazz, and
Yes.
It
makes the whole world run.
And Champ, can you give a shout out to my friend Mr. David Wells? He's the one that helped put all this together.
Mr. Who?
David Wells.
David Welder.
David Wells.
David Wells. Hey, David Wells. He's on. He's viewing?
Yeah, he's viewing. He helped put me in contact with Brian that led to this awesome.
Whoa! I want to thank you, man. I want to thank you for connecting everybody, putting this together. That really opened up the doors for us to search for knowledge on various different things in what we're doing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You like there, so.
Oh, okay, yes,
Yeah.
So let's go with the fight.
Yes,
and
sir.
you know, Spence is a southpaw. Everybody know you supposed to try to catch him with the right hand, catch a southpaw with the right hand. Okay, so you should be throwing straight right hands. And Spence, there's a lot of stuff Spence could be doing. You know, there's a lot of things.
What do you think of Spence as a fighter? Because you know he has a real subtle style that I think only like people in the game can really see what he's doing.
Well, I come from a era where you see a lot more skills. He's in good shape and he's throwing his punches. But back when I was coming up, boxers were relaxed more instead of just throwing anywhere. Just throwing it. There's a specific shot they would try to land and then throw combinations after that. Like with this, like with Spence, he puts his hands out there. Just his movement. He should be like throwing that straight left, and moving to the outside of his opponent's lead hand. Like, see the guy in the red trunk? He's in close. They both in close. They're doing all right. But when you're at a distance, that's how you start it off. Step back. The guy in the red should step back and try to control Spence. Try to force him to use his right hand so he can slip on the outside and keep moving that way. I would have to demonstrate to you guys. So right now they're going toe-to-toe. They're going toe-to-toe, and they should have their defense tighter, both of them. If you notice, they both loose with their defense. That was crazy. They dropped his right hand all the way down. What's the guy in the Spence and Ugas, right? I'm sorry.
Ugas. Yeah.
So see, Spence is left-handed, so he should be trying to throw that straight left. He should be trying to throw the straight left. He shouldn't really try to use his jab.
Yeah, you're right.
Because he's a southpaw fighting a right-hander. His left hand is like his jab when you're fighting a right-hander.
Oh, okay.
If you guys can see, Spence is left-handed and his opponent is right. So his jab really would be his left. Both of their jabs going to bump and get in each other way if they try to use them, really. Spence is southpaw, and Ugas is right-handed. So they're going to be bumping like you see right there. So you got to use the opposite hand. Spence got to use his left, and Ugas got to use his right. More. They come back with the left hook.
Is that the biggest problem with fighting the southpaw? Is that the biggest problem with fighting the southpaw? Is that you can't really jab with them?
I think the biggest problem fighting the southpaw, right, is you can't jab. Your jab is your opposite hand. So when you fight the southpaw, I'm right-handed. My jab is going to be the right hand instead of my left hand, and his is going to be his left hand because because his left is in the front.
Mhm.
But
Ken,
you
did
don't. My jab are getting in the way of his jab, so you got to use the other hand.
So,
Did you
so
fight
what
the
about
southpaw?
that? What about them saying that a southpaw should always keep his foot on the outside of the right hand is fighting? Does that work?
Okay, that's good. Now everybody tells their boxer to keep their left foot on the outside of the lead foot or the right foot on the outside. Depending, the southpaw was keep your left on the outside. But they don't tell them any more than that. There's more to do. There's more to add to that foot on the outside. You also got to get your right shoulder on the outside of the southpaw lead jab. You got to slip to the outside. You got to keep your head on the outside. Don't be on the inside because you get hit with the left. So when you see boxers, trainers telling their boxers to keep their left foot on the outside, there's way more to it than just keeping your feet on the outside. That's just the first step. But then you got to tell your boxer the other steps. Yes, keep your lead foot on the outside, but you got to stay on the outside of his lead hand. Once the southpaw jab, you got to slip to the outside of his jab and move in. Do not stay directly in front of his left hand and get hit. So as you can see here, Ugas is right there. He's right there in front. We should try to keep. See how Spence. Oh, he caught Spence there. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Spence should keep going that way. He should. Ooh. Okay. So Spence should be on the outside of Ugas. On the outside of his lead hand. See his lead hand? See how he's standing? He should be on the outside of that, but he's right in front of his right hand. So he's getting hit with the right hand. Look. So Spence should be on the outside of Ugas' lead hand. So right now he's in front. He should go to the outside of it. And that's all. And when he get in close, he should put his arm around him and spin him. See how easy it would be for Ugas to just throw his arm around his waist and spin him?
Wow. That's a dope piece of information because, like you said, everybody talks about keeping the foot outside, but they don't talk about the shoulder alignment. Something that I talk about a lot is that you lining your shoulders up to be on the outside so you can slip to the outside easier.
Yes, you said it better than I did. You said put the shoulders, and that's what you're supposed to do. Turn the shoulders when that jab come, and you on the outside of them. Then you move in. Then you move in. I did a video where I showed people how to do it. The only way a southpaw can defend against that is step right back. When you slip on the outside, all he has to do is step backwards, and he'll block all that. But if you stay there and you slip to the outside and keep moving, he's going to turn into your punches. See how Spence is just moving in? He's still right in front of Ugas.
Yeah.
He's not on the outside of that lead hand. Now, right now, he can throw punches and go on the outside. Not wide, but close around his hip. See? Now, see how he just, okay, he's doing all that, but he's got to get on the inside. Now, all he's got to do is keep on throwing right hands. Keep on banging right there. Look, keep on banging there because Spencer's right in front of him, guys. Look.
Yeah.
He's right in front of him, but you got to get on the outside. Now, see Spence threw that right to the outside? He need to keep going around the back. Boom. See that? He hit him around the waist. See, now watch this. If Spence uses his right hand, watch if Spence uses his right hand. That. See what he hit? That? He says keep going in that direction. All right, so let's see if he do it again. He's going to throw the right hook to the body and go that way, right? He's doing that. Now dig to right. All right, let's do it again. Now let's see if he go to the outside to the right. Right there. See how he threw that right? He's got to keep going that way.
You got to keep going that direction.
Yeah. So now he's using his left. He's in front. Now let him use the right. See him do that right? Keep going around that way. Okay?
And what should Ugas be doing? Because Spence is a real pressure fighter.
Ugas should
pressure on.
Okay, so Spence is going that way. Ugas should be doing the same thing, but the opposite way. He should do the same thing. Ugas right now should be coming on the outside of Spence's right hand. So see that right hand? Ugas should be on the outside of that, moving around the back. So he's not fighting him correctly as a southpaw. See that? I would have been where the ropes at. See that? Boom. Okay, that's the left. He shouldn't be on the front of him. See? Now watch when, let's see if Spence go outside again. Boom. Okay, outside. See, she kept on going around that side. Do not stay directly in front of a right-hander when you're a southpaw, with Spence is doing. Spence is lucky that Ugas doesn't know how to really fight him. They both in front of each other. They're both in front of each other, but you got to see how Spence just hit him with that body, the right body shot. We're going to show you again. When Spence goes to the outside or the right side, that's the side he should keep going, right? Let's show you again. Let's see if it, boom. See that right? He should keep going that way.
You're supposed to keep spinning that way.
Let's see if again, boom. He keeps throwing that right hand and don't go behind there. Right? Let's do it again. Ready? Okay, they stop. Let's see now. Here we go. Let's see if Spence threw the right hand. Okay. Boom. Come on. Throw that right hand. That's where you're supposed to. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Boom. Now, when you throw that, keep going around there. Don't stay in front. Right. See, he's just standing there. Boom. He should go around the other side, the same side he throw that punch. He should keep going in that direction. But he stays there. Now watch again. Boom. He's staying right there. He should go around the back. Okay, again, let's see if the right hand land there. Boom. Okay, that was upstairs. So Ugas has got free punches because Spence is standing right in front of him. Okay, let's see if you go right body. Come on. I was taught this stuff when I was an amateur. No. Yeah. Listen. They stop in the fight. The bottom, listen, when I was an amateur, I sparred with Randy Mack, who was a southpaw. And my trainer knew how to teach you how to fight southpaws.
I don't like it. You can.
But I think
Oh, okay. I'll fix that. We're gonna go.
Well, it's funny that you say that because what's the name does it real well.
Hey, could you turn that up? Him.
Yep. I'll turn that up right now.
Tell me what you think.
Was very good at.
Tell me what you think of that.
Yeah, no, like I said, Hector Camacho was very good at doing what you talk about. When he used the right hand,
he was quick too.
He ended up almost behind you because he kept moving to that angle.
There you go. Now you know what I'm talking about. Now you can stand right in front, but you got to do damage. You got to show him you're not playing. And so when your opponent pay attention to that stuff in front of you, he's going to forget about you going around the back. That's where you're going to win the fight.
That's right.
That's where you're going to help you win the fight and not get hit with a straight right hand.
That's right.
Now, Champ, he definitely has to keep. Spence definitely have to keep his left hand in front because that right hand is supposed to come straight down. Now, here we go. Look how he blocked with his hand. Spence just needs some basic stuff that he wasn't taught. Even though he's successful, there's some stuff he don't really look professional doing it. He's not even coming to his defense when Ugas attack him. He don't tighten his defense up in his shell. He don't go in the shell. Look, listen, notice Spence. He doesn't put both his arms back against his body. Okay? Now watch when watching Ugas punch at him. He don't tighten his defense up.
So we can pretty much say both of these men are not using the art of defense.
They're not using the proper way to fight a southpaw, or the southpaw really is not properly fighting the southpaw. I mean the right-handed.
Now, Tim, they stopped that fight because of Ugas's eye. How could he have protected that eyeball?
Keep his hands up. You got to keep your hands up and block. You know, I saw Ugas drop his right hand several times when he jabbed. So your trainer got to tell you constantly, keep that hand up. I
And that's
aggravate the boxers I teach. No, keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. You got to
the right
do
eye
that.
was messed up too. The right eye is the one that they stopped the fight because of. He wasn't keeping that right.
He broke his eye socket and a couple
Wow.
Oh yeah. He beat him up and
Well, if you notice, Spence is getting hit with a lot of stuff too. He's not doing what he's supposed to really do as a southpaw. He is busy, but he's right in front of August firepower. If it was anybody else, I think Spence would be in brief. If he was somebody devastating puncher, Spence would be in trouble because he's not supposed to be up there all the time in front. He's supposed to slip around to the back and get his punches, and August will turn right into his punches if he just slipped to August's lead hand and go outside and keep going. August is going to turn right into his punches. Watch. But he's staying out in front. His trainer didn't teach him to do that. Look at him. Look at he's still in front. Okay, let's watch, guys. You got an opinion, just say. Every time he throw that right hand, he should move in that direction instead of standing there and get the shot. Watch.
I believe so.
Ready? Watch him throw the right hand and stand there. Okay. He throwing that right hook. Okay, so really, guys, he just directly in front of his opponent, which there's a lot of stuff he could be doing if somebody showed him how to do it. I'm talking about Spence.
Yeah, he brings the pressure. Spence definitely brings the pressure, but I hear what you're saying. His footwork has always been his Achilles heel. Like his footwork.
You see how his right foot come all the way up?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to. You're supposed to tell your boxer, do not bring that back foot up. You don't bring your back foot up unless you want to switch to right-handed. His styles, you can do that. Like you switch, but I don't see too many people do that. You know, where like he's throwing his punches, and his left side comes all the way up. Okay, we're just looking again. He got his hands up, but he don't really have a real tight defense. Spence does.
Yeah, defense is the problem. Defense is the problem for both men. And why do you think that? Why do you think they don't teach boxers defense as heavy as they should?
I do believe because a lot of the trainers that was really good at defense are not around. Because a lot of imitators. There's a lot of imitators, and they trying to imitate. You know,
very true. You just killed it with that one, champ. You are so correct. You were so correct. The Eddie Futches, the Georgie Bettons, they're not here no more.
The Slim Robinsons. Slim. Yeah. He trained Mike Rossman, the Jewish bomber, and the Jewish bomber took the title from Victor Galindez, who was a really mean light heavyweight. Remember Victor Galindez?
Oh, yeah. And he lost it back to him in the rematch.
We lost it back to him in the rematch.
Mike quit on his stool, like he broke his hand. It was almost sad to watch, man. You know, watching a boxer like that have to.
Who broke their hand, Mike?
Yeah, Mike broke his hand in the rematch.
Mike?
Yeah.
Mike Rossman. We just seen him about 3 weeks ago at an event. He was quiet. He didn't look the same, young and handsome.
They say he doesn't really have any. He doesn't want to be boxing anymore.
I know. I tried to get people to say hi to him. He didn't want that.
He doesn't even go by Mike Rossman anymore. He uses his baptism name, Mike DiPiano, I believe it was.
DiPiano is dad.
Yeah, DiPiano, yeah.
Something like that. Okay, so now we digging. Spence, listen, Spence is digging, but there's a whole lot more he can do. It's a shame. And really, we got people that's watching the fight that really, you don't expect every fan to know exactly what he's supposed to be doing. But guys like me see how easy Spence can make his job easy.
He can make
This guy could have been out earlier or beat up a little bit more. If Spence had a little bit more of knowing how to fight. Wow, so he's fighting a lot of right-handers like this, not going around the back, making the job easy for him. Wow.
Yeah, he kind of walks in there and just chops the tree into timber.
No finesse.
I didn't know who we just lost.
No finesse. You know he could get around this guy lead jab, get around right here, bing bing, and go around his left hand side and make the guy turn into his punches. He's standing right in front of him.
Oh,
What was that about?
I think
at him.
Well, see, he had dropped his mouthpiece.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
Spence looked to the ref and took a shot when he was looking at the ref.
Okay, guys, I'm just going to tell you this. Spence is successful, but from what it seems to me, he's not fighting the right-hander right. He's winning fights. He shouldn't even be right there.
Wow.
Yeah, he shouldn't even be there. He should be around the side, making the guy turn right into his punches. Now he's right in front of this guy.
Yeah, that's that Pernell Whitaker.
He brings his left foot in front a lot too. Go ahead, champ. What you was going to say?
No, I was going to say that's that Pernell Whitaker, because Pernell Whitaker, he kept him spinning. Like when he fought Julio Cesar Chavez, he kept him spinning in that circle where Julio couldn't get off.
There you go. That was beautiful. Yup.
Yeah.
Yup.
one of the worst decisions I've ever seen.
The biggest worst decision ever was the Julio Pernell. Pernell won that fight. He made, I ain't gonna say he made it look easy, but against Chavez, he made it look real easy.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mildred Taylor showed how to beat Chavez. Take him off.
I'm gonna tell you about. We was at an event one time, and I was playing around. With Pernell. I said, "Man, I'm broke, man. I need, hey, man, can you lend me some money?" So he looked at me all serious and said, and started to go in his pocket and pull out money. I said, "No, man, I'm okay." That's when I knew he got a good heart too. He was going to give me like a couple hundred. I said, "No, man, I'm all right." He got serious, like he got real serious. And
rest in peace to the.
And I said, "No, champ,
rest
I'm okay."
in peace to that legend. Yeah, rest in peace to that legend there. I said, rest in peace to the legend.
That's right.
He was something special. He was something very, very special.
He was. Guys, both of these boxers are not really doing the thing that's going to help them win. Even though Spence won the fight, me as a former boxer and know about it, it looks good when they banging, but the art of it is not. Spence could do a whole lot more and make the fight much easier. He don't even have to go in and brawl. He could slip to the outside and throw punches like Pee Wee and Sweet Pea. He don't even have to be in there and brawl like that. You see what I'm saying, champ? He don't even have to be in there banging like that. He could jab and slip to the outside and go around the back. He don't got to be in there banging. He just don't know how to do the other stuff.
So he's just making the job harder for himself. That's all.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Wow.
Yes, he is.
Wow.
Even though he won.
He does that.
Yeah. Even though he don't got to be in there banging. He can use finesse and get this guy out of there.
So have you seen a lot of Terrence Crawford fights?
Oh, you know what? He needs help too. Even though he winning, he's strong. I really didn't see a lot of stuff that will make his fight easier. Him and Spence is on the same level, I think.
Yeah, they're still trying to make the fight. I don't know if it's going to happen. It's not happening.
Well, Bud Crawford's fighting in a couple of weeks.
Huh? Yeah, Bud Crawford fighting in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. He ended up going with I forgot how to say the guy's name. And Spence is looking like he may have to fight Thurman.
They say he's going to beat him. Yeah, he's just Dominican.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Spence may have to fight Thurman though. I think the Spence Thurman fight would be a decent fight.
Yeah,
Thurman knows how to move.
Well, didn't Thurman lay off for a while? That's going to be a problem.
That was a big problem there. But he has the footwork to make it a little difficult for Spence. But I see Spence chopping him down too. I see the pressure of Spence being too much.
Isn't it funny that Thurman comes back? He fights a real tough fight with Mario Barrios, and now he's the WBC #1 contender.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That
The business of boxing is terrible right now. And it's really being exposed. You know, it's really being exposed now, the business of boxing.
So I know you mentioned something about footwork, but when I was coming up, with the old timers, they never really emphasized on footwork. Now these young guys, I'm not taking nothing away from you or anybody, but I never heard any of the old timers talk about footwork. They showed you it. They showed you it. They showed you where your feet supposed to be, okay? And basically, you can do what you want to do after that once you learn the basics. But a lot of these modern day boxers talking about footwork, and I don't get confused. I kind of like saying, I don't know what the hell you're supposed to place your feet in certain positions, right? You don't supposed to cross them, and a lot of that movement is all natural. So
you're
wait a minute, real quick, to put stuff on the floor. I want to hear what you got to say. To put stuff on the floor, and they had these boxers moving around, putting their foot in these things in the floors. I could never understood that. Now go ahead, Bird. Go ahead, Jake.
No, I was saying like that's so true. I'm glad you touched on that because
say it again
about footwork. I said I'm glad you touched on that because I was talking with a guy and we was talking about footwork, and his idea of footwork was like the Ali shuffle, and I was like, no, that's not footwork. Footwork is just your feet knowing where to be at, knowing where to place your feet for the optimal leverage, balance, and range not to be hit. So footwork should just be in your feet, being intelligent.
Yeah,
like
but
you said,
listen, you're right. You're right. Now, now there's. How about this, champ? No, go ahead, finish, and then I'll talk. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I was just saying that there's no set pattern that can be taught like you do the daisy do and this to save you. No, footwork is just feet intelligence. Your feet should know where to be at.
Now that's
for your best range.
Now that's what I was going to say. I was going to say you get taught a basic way to put your feet, and a lot of that is all natural. A lot of that is all natural where you can't teach, so you do it simultaneously. Move your feet like Ali did. You know, Ali bounced around and moved his feet and everything. But
what's going on? Is it?
I do believe there's certain things you teach your boxers with the feet, and then everything else is all natural.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
I'm just gonna reload this.
So when I was in England and stuff, they talk about feet footwork. They be putting feet.
Yeah. I got you.
They be putting foot on the floors and having the boxers go put their feet in certain spots in the floor. And I think the footwork is all natural. You basically put your feet in a certain position, bend your knees, but anything else after that is natural. You do it natural. Ali danced around like a butterfly with it stung like a bee, but you can't teach that. That's got to be like natural. Well, you can't teach that, but so to put feet on the floor and have a person practice, put their feet here, put their feet there. I don't know how that can help. It does, I guess. A lot of guys in England do it. And even in America, they put stuff on the floor and tell you to put your feet here and there. Feet movement is a natural. Once you learn basic, put your right feet here, put your left foot here, bend your knees. All natural movement should come after that. What do you think of a thing? 5 and 6? Well, I'm gonna put my foot here. 6 supposed to be here, 7 over here. I just never get that. You know what I'm saying, champ?
No, it makes sense because while you putting all those feet on the ground, what you leaving out is where's your opponent's feet at. So you could do all of that, but that don't mean nothing because it has to be situational to what your opponent is doing, and that's why what you're saying is so true. Is that there becomes once you got the basics, the natural tendencies follow after what he's given to you, and then that type of footwork comes out. But you can't preset that footwork without your opponent. You can't preset that footwork. It's just it's just pretty much just a drill.
Now that old trick that we heard from Rocky Marciano was in the Rocky movies, tying the string between the legs to make sure you're not keeping your feet spread far apart. Is that work or is that just?
ropes. You know, they go like this under the.
Oh, trying to strings and then roll underneath that. Yeah.
No. To keep your feet more narrow, to keep your feet closer together, because a lot.
Oh, tying your feet.
See how wide the feet stances are there, man. That's Ugas. He looks like a wishbone.
Yeah, I seen guys doing that in the old Passion gym, not too far from where Rocky made the movie. The gym I started at down in Philly. I seen a lot of old timers were doing that. Not all of them, where they tied the strings between your feet, and you gotta space them so far away and make the movement. A lot of that worked for some people.
You can see the fighters have much more power when they're straight up, when their feet are closer together. When they're spread apart like that, they just don't have the same power. They can't generate it from the.
Well, I think that too close together, you won't be able to get the power. And I think the further away they are, and if you bend your knees with it. You can't bend your knees with the foots too close together and expect to get any progress out of that. But when you space them shoulder length down and bend your knees, I was told that's where you can get your power. If you understand,
that's what my teacher told me. My teacher told me shoulder length, the space between your shoulders should match the space between your feet. And and the Charlie Goldman thing that you're talking about, I do believe that helped Rocky, because Rocky had a real long base. So he just did that to bring Rocky's feet in, and then it became a training device. But I think it can help if you're too far, if you got a long base. And a lot of newer fighters, they use the real long base now, to where, I guess you can get off more punches. You ain't as mobile. But like you said, I've always was taught shoulders width is the same width between your feet.
Yeah. Well, you know what? A lot of trainers put those strings there so people in the gym that think they know a lot of stuff, and really you don't have to do that. So a lot of trainers put that there so it can look like interesting and say, whoa, I wonder what they doing. And all you got to do is tell them what you just said. Put your feet shoulder length and bend your knees. But a lot of stuff in the gym draw attention when you have like something physical, like a string, a rope, or something. You put it on their leg, and so people say, "Whoa, that guy must know what he's doing." You know what I'm saying? And all you got, all you got to do. You ever played football before? That's how you put your feet next. You put your feet in that distance, then bend your knees and get down. Put your hand down, then come up. But you gotta project your voice. but the thing is, a lot of trainers, because they can't really physically teach, they'll put apparatus up and have people thinking that they really making progress. And some of them probably do, like rolling underneath that rope. That's pretty cool. If you put the rope in one corner and the other corner, then you have your boxer rolling underneath it from one end to the other. That's good. But then to put the string on their shoes, I seen them do it, but you can easily get a guy to keep his feet right. You don't have to tie that string there. But I found out there's a lot of guys that try to find other methods because they really don't know how to teach, and they add this stuff in there that they can look like they can teach. I'm serious.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, they can't do it the other way, so they try to find a way to use apparatus to make them look good or attract people to them. I'm telling you.
That's about right. Like you said, it looks very entertaining to see all of those devices being used, but to cover up the fact that you don't have the basic information to teach them to do what you're trying to get them to do. That sounds about right. That's the reason why title boxing is selling large amounts of fast feet. The ropes.
Oh, I see you now. Yeah. Title has some good stuff. They have some good stuff, right?
Yep. And Charlie Goldman didn't mean it to become a training device. He was just trying to help the Rock out. So, that makes sense.
Yeah, we learned a lot. We need to do this.
Joe says the best thing for footwork is jumping rope. What do you think of that, guys?
Let me go first. Champ, and then you could go. Jumping rope. That's the best thing for footwork, he said.
Yeah. Just what he said.
If his legs are in good shape, that dude caused some type of nice rhythm. But somebody gonna have to show him, like Willie Pep is gonna have to wake up and come here and show him how to do the rest of it. You can bounce and jump rope. I do believe you can do something, but do something from having your legs and doing that rhythm with the rope. Yeah, but there's the direction you're gonna have to go in once you finish jumping that rope. So we have to figure that out.
My teacher told me that. My teacher told me if you had no money and you wanted to train to fight, and you only had a couple of dollars, to get you a jump rope, a mirror so you can see yourself, and a double M bag. And he said if you train hard enough with that, you can get some information from it. But the jump rope was pretty much the stamina and putting your hands and feet on a good rhythm. So I kind of agree with the champ. I don't think jump rope can give you good footwork, but I think it definitely helps out with your rhythm, stamina, conditioning. You can get real good mileage out of it, almost like running. But as far as like helping with footwork, I think it's too small to really be judged. Like you said, like the champ said, I think you need to have a trainer that shows you how to bend your knees, put your feet in the right place, give you the basics, and then when you start sparring, everything else will come to you. You'll feel it.
Exactly. And then he'll tell you what not to do. After you did all that, he'll tell you what not to do and what to do once you start using those techniques and stuff, So go ahead. A lot of people use apparatus just to cover up the fact that they can't really show. Different pads. With the people with those little noodles, I don't understand them noodles. And I don't, them noodles. Maybe it's because a guy's shoulder is hurting. Maybe because his shoulders are hurting. I don't know nothing about using those noodles.
Well, that's the best thing. That's the best thing I get out of noodles is that when you hold the pads for certain people, I constantly have to tell men like, yo, the pad didn't do nothing to you. You don't have to kill the pad because you killing the pad is putting effects on my body because I'm holding the pad. So if you ripping these straight shots, you can send me to the hospital. So I think the noodles take away the damage that can be done to the coach.
You're right. That pad work, doing a lot of pad work can cause your shoulders, your arthritis and stuff, and make you sore. I remember going up to Hazleton, PA. They gave me a job up there, and I was training all these kids. And man, by the end of the 2 days, I had to do the pad work. My shoulders was messed up. My shoulders were messed up. So yeah, that took a lot on my shoulders. So that's the first time that my shoulders got bad. Holding them pads for too many people, you can't just do that. They gotta work on the heavy bag. They gotta work on the heavy bag, get tired, then work them on the pads. It won't be as bad once they go in the heavy bag a couple of like 4 or 5 rounds.
Yes. No, everybody.
I'm kind of enjoying us exchanging this knowledge.
Oh man, I'm enjoying it fully. I'm enjoying it big time. Like you said, I don't think when did pads come into the game? Didn't pads come around in the 40s or the 60s? Like pads didn't come in early in the boxing training. Early in the boxing.
I think they had pads. They had pads before I started. That was before I started boxing. But listen, seeing this fight, what they fighting, I don't really see too much. I see them banging, but I really don't see fantastic stuff.
I can hear, yeah.
In these guys boxing.
I can agree.
Wow, times must be really bad. But you can't take nothing from him. You can't take nothing from him.
Well, when you look at the difference of experience, like these guys here, you know, you may have 2 fights in a year, right? You may get 1 fight, 2 fights in a year. And then you have someone like Archie Moore who was fighting what, like 10 times a week?
Whoa, that's too much, right?
I'm gonna give him the.
That's too much, right?
You understand?
What's that?
I'm just saying, we talking. It's over. The fight is over.
Oh, okay.
We talked really good about this issue here. This was good.
Yeah, we'll stop
we
this.
Really good about this.
Yeah. So you guys want to finish it up? You can. Hey, Light, I'll send you.
I gotta get ready. I gotta get ready to go off to work anyway. I gotta sign off.
And I'll send you this video. Okay, you can load it up on your channel if you want.
Listen, Light. Anytime you and Bruce or we can get together, and I don't know everything. I do know some stuff. We can get together and share our knowledge and then put it out to the people. Okay?
No, I think we gotta make this a thing right here. I think this is the trio. We can look at a lot of good fights. We got the historian right here. We got the champ, and we got the young gunner myself.
I'm no historian, brother. I'm almost a casual.
Hey, and Brian got an army. And he could put all this stuff together. You know, he got down there. Champ, he went down there and got he got all these guys in his corner now. I was like kind of happy about that because he was tearing me up. Brian would tear me up. He was tearing me up every day. I had to go through videos, we had to do stuff. Now he got some work to do, and I feel good about it too because I'm a part of it.
Yeah, and you can always do this from home, Tim. You can go live on your channel from home. Well, I'll just StreamYard you in.
You just call me. That's all.
Yeah. That way you don't even get.
You can show off that nice green hardware you got. You can show those belts off, bro. That was sweet the other night, man. A lot of people were complimenting on that, man. That WBC strap you had behind you, sitting on your shoulder back there. That WBC heavyweight championship. When we were talking to Trisha Morrison the other night. The WBC strap was hanging over on your shoulder, bro.